Hello students, in this video we will see the Introduction to History Class 6 Chapter 1 Part 3rd of Bharti Bhawan. So in this video we will see three topics. First, special terms given to different time periods. Then after, historians divided history past into different periods. Then sources of history. So first, special terms given to different time, and that is like decade for 10 years, then after century for 100 years, then millennium for 1000 years. For example, if I tell you that one decade, it means I'm talking about 10 years, and one century means I'm talking about 100 years, one millennium means I'm talking about the time period of 1000 years. Then after, historians divided past into three time periods. In different books it is mentioned sometime two periods, three periods, but mostly it is three periods. So that is prehistory, proto-history and history. Prehistory was a time period, or it's a category when there was no written records, or people who were not knowing, or the writing was not invented. So that time period was known as time period is called as prehistory. Proto-history means a time period when writing was invented, but we people or the historians are not able to decipher that writing means historians are not able to understand that language used in that writing. So historians find out history with the help of about the past with the help of tools, weapons, or whatever the things that the people in the past were using. Then after, the third category is history. Means history is a time period when written records are there, means writing was invented, as well as we are able to understand that writing. And then after, different sources are also there. So these three are different categories according to the historian. प्री हिस्ट्री, जब राइटिंग इन्वेंट नहीं हुआ था, हिस्टोरियंस जो थे वो जो भी टूल्स, वेपन्स और जो भी चीज़ें यूज़ किया जाता था पास्ट में, उसकी मदद से वो पास्ट के बारे में पता लगाते थे. प्रोटो हिस्ट्री, जब रिटन रिकॉर्ड्स थे, मतलब लिखा जा रहा था बट वो समझ नहीं आ पा रहा था. देन हिस्ट्री मीन्स हमारे पास रिटन रिकॉर्ड्स भी थे और उसको समझा भी जा सकता था. सो दीज थ्री आर द डिफरेंट टाइम पीरियड्स. Then we have to talk about sources of history. So mainly we have two sources, but in some in different books it is mentioned third also. So first one is archaeological sources for history, then after literary sources, then after oral sources. So first one, archaeological sources, means the material, means whatever the materials we are getting from the past, so those are known as archaeological sources. In archaeological sources we have different categories, or we have different types of archaeological sources, like monuments, artifacts. Monuments like building, for example Qutub Minar, it's an example of monuments. Then after, artifacts, it can be statue, it can be any sculpture. Then after, inscription. Inscription means कुछ भी जो लिखा हुआ हो हार्ड सरफेस पे. It can be that something written on rock or something written on wall. So those are known as inscriptions. Then after, paintings. These all are archaeological sources. Then after, we have literary sources. Literary sources further classified into two types. One is secular, another one is that non-secular, we can say. So that secular means something which is not related to religion, and another one is religious. That is non-secular means religious. Literary sources means anything, any written records which is related to the religion, different religion. It can be related to Hinduism, it can be related to Islam, it can be related to Buddhism. So those are known as religious literary sources, and the one which is not related to the religion is known as secular. For example, any means Arthashastra, which is written by Chanakya. So that is an example of secular literary sources. Then we have oral resources. Oral resources means anything that we are passing through, means maybe in the form of song, in the form of poem. For example, ballads. It is an example of oral sources of history. So in this video till here, Thank you. Rest in the next video.